मार्केट का क्या लगता है वो आपने पूछा ही नहीं.
Edelweiss म्यूचुअल फंड किसी एवरेज इन्वेस्टर के रेडार पे था नहीं. जब से आपने ज्वाइन किया है तब से everybody knows Edelweiss म्यूचुअल फंड्स.
But there is another brand that is brewed in the last 6-7 odd years. That is Radhika Gupta herself, right?
But so many security guards tell me, मैडम आपको देख के SIP शुरू की. Sometimes they'll complain that 2 महीने SIP की फिर पैसे नहीं बने. Then we'll have that awkward conversation in that women's security booth.
Did you ever feel like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here.
I ran away.
Wow.
I got so scared.
Shark Tank does give the impression कि 5-10 मिनट में आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो whether you should invest in a business or not. How much due diligence actually goes into whether you want to invest in the business or not?
सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता, क्या करें? पीतल लो.
Welcome to another episode of the Blue Fort Blueprint. Today we're doing a guest edition and I'm really excited because our guest for today is Radhika Gupta. She's the MD and CEO of Edelweiss Mutual Fund, one of India's largest asset management companies. She's also author of the book Limitless and she's also a Shark Tank judge. Radhika ma'am, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
So the first thing that we wanted to discuss with you is probably what is the life like of a CEO, right? I remember when Viraj and I joined wealth management 6-7 साल पहले,
Yeah.
तब Edelweiss Mutual Fund किसी average investor के radar पे था नहीं. It was the HDFCs and SBI and the ICICI and all
That's
of
a very
those guys.
polite way to start. Yes.
No, I don't mean to offend you. And
No, you can offend me. I'm cool.
a compliment is coming now.
Yeah, okay,
जब
good.
से आपने join किया है, here we go. तब से everybody knows Edelweiss Mutual
Yeah.
Fund. So my first question is, what are the first key decisions that you took that has brought this turnaround?
Okay. And by the way, I've heard from many, the reason I did not get offended when you said that is many of my current leadership used to work at other large AMCs and they did not know Edelweiss Mutual Fund existed. So forget investors, even some of our peers did not know. So look, I joined in 2017. I was 33 then. I had not worked in the mutual fund industry. So I was very new and rather clueless CEO. First CEO stint, first mutual fund stint. And we were coming off this merger of JP Morgan. We had just acquired JP Morgan. So we had about 1,000 crores of assets, Edelweiss Mutual Fund. JP Morgan had 4,000. We put them together. I think the first 1 or 2 years were what I call foundation building because, really the business needs foundations and foundations means putting people in place. So we really expanded our investment team. We expanded our branch presence. We thought about our marketing very closely. All the stuff that is basically foundational. It was also very good for me because in that period, I literally I still live at an airport, but I used to travel 4 days a week, meeting distributors, wealth managers, people like yourselves across the country. I would have met 4,000-5,000 people in one-on-one or small group setups in year 1 or 2. Just so that people knew me. Most people did not want to meet me, but anyone who wanted to meet me at that point, I was very excited to meet. So that was that. I think a year or two into foundation building, our approach then was, how do we get some scale and relevance? Because to your point, people also need to know who you are. And how do we also become relevant in terms of the solutions we provide to customers and people like you? Because honestly, being the 25th person with Edelweiss large cap fund is hard and not that many people listen. And I think their doing useful innovation has helped. So, balanced advantage fund was an old category, but we brought something new to it. We learned how to tell that story, the trend-based story. The whole debt index fund space with Bharat Bond got us a lot of, recognition. But it was a phase that was focused on getting relevance and scale. And we scaled very, very fast. And now I think in phase 3, which is depth, which is building out our product suite, continuing to enhance our track record, continuing to add people to our investment team because finally it's an asset management business. And of course, taking the story to more people. So expanding our branch reach, working with more and more people. It's just, we have the foundations and we are relevant. Now it's like pushing the bed.
Right.
No, in fact, there's one thing that is, if you look at the finance industry, we know about mutual funds, Edelweiss Mutual Fund, Kotak Mutual Fund, or whatever, right? Now, of course, they are brands, But there is another brand that is brewed in the last 6-7 odd years. That is Radhika Gupta herself, right? So it's not very common for
Yeah.
an individual to have that sort of a personal
Yeah.
brand or become a household name,
Yeah.
right?
Especially in financial services.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not.
So was that a conscious effort by your side, or it just happened, with the things that kept going?
It was not at all a conscious effort. I would love to say it was, but I was too clueless for it to be a conscious effort. So it came out of, and they always say necessity is the mother of innovation.
Right.
This came out of necessity. So if you look at most of my counterparts and peers, mutual fund is a very close-knit industry. Most leaders here have worked their way up the ranks. They know the distribution partners, they know the ecosystems, they all chill together. I'll tell you, and this is a really embarrassing story, but when I think a month or two into the CEO role, there was a very large industry conference and I went there. And I knew nobody and nobody knew me. And I felt like an irrelevant ant. And someone told me, they're like, you don't even bother going in the front row because anyway, tum choti AMC ki CEO.
Oh, wow.
So I was so scared.
Who was this person who told you that?
I will not name.
Is that your revenge arc kind of a thing?
Origin story.
I am too grateful to take revenge. But I'll tell you, I was supposed to take a 5 o'clock flight back that day from that event. It was in Goa University. And I actually took a 12 o'clock flight that day.
Oh, wow.
I ran away.
Wow.
I got so scared. And it's not that anyone was mean to me. Everybody was super nice to me, but nobody knew who I was. And I would go to places. I remember going to Hyderabad. And I always joke with the folks in Hyderabad about this. They said 20 people would show up to meet you for dinner. And 2.5 showed up. The half is the second guy who brought his daughter along. It's like a 5-year-old daughter for dinner. And I was like, what is this? And then, look, when you're ranked like 36 or 25 or whatever, nobody cares about you, right? No media is going to cover you. No one's going to, there were no podcasts then. None of this was there. So you have to find ways to be visible. So I started writing the cover of our own fact sheet. I started doing a lot of work on social media because I like to write. For no other reason than मुझे painting, dancing, music, कुछ नहीं आता. I have no athletic ability, but I have been a decent writer since I was a kid. So I listened to poetry and I started writing. Visibility was just necessity at that point in time. And finally, it is a people-based business, right? So I find it very interesting that you said in financial services, there are less personal brands than there are in consumer products. Because finally, when you're buying a lipstick, right? I'm sorry, I'm talking to three guys. It's a tangible product.
Yeah.
Right? You're buying a lipstick. You can use it and say it's good, bad, ugly, it'll chap your lips or whatever that. In mutual funds, what are you buying? You're buying a promise that if you buy Edelweiss mid-cap fund,
Yeah.
we'll do a decent job.
It's a people's business,
It's
yeah.
a people's business. So brand, trust, these things are more important. I used to have this argument with some of my fellow sharks on Shark Tank, where they were like, are you guys really a brand? I said, we are the ultimate brand-based business.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when you sell headphones or glasses, they are tangible products. We have nothing tangible. We are just selling promises.
Yes, that's true.
And in our business, we compete with people who have bank-backed brands, who have branches on Meghalaya-Bangladesh border,
Correct.
and whose name is, and with utmost regard, banks that have been here for 20, 30 years, PSUs, we compete with people like that.
Yeah.
So for us, brand is the most. So by the way, you asked this question, what is the job of CEO? My biggest role, I feel, is to be brand custodian of this brand. I mean, that is what I have discovered.
Correct. Which is what you've done. And now that you put it this way, it's quite surprising that more people in financial services are not building their personal brand even more. There's a few names that we can mention we keep seeing on TV, but not a lot of people are doing what you're doing. And
Very
that's-
few people are actually known outside the industry. A lot of famous names within the industry, but like for the common man to know who Radhika Gupta is, I think that's a very big deal.
It's super cool actually these days. You travel and I get such random incidences, especially at airports. But so many security guards will tell me that, madam, आपको देख के SIP शुरू की. Sometimes they'll complain that 2 महीने SIP की फिर पैसे नहीं बने. Then we'll have that awkward conversation in that women's security booth. Or some guy like where was I? I was somewhere too. So I travel so much, I forget where I was. I was in Bhubaneswar 2 days ago, and a guy, I was walking out of the hotel. He's like, "I've learned a lot about investing seeing you." And random dudes, random guys, girls, air hostesses have told me they want to start businesses because they've seen me on Shark Tank. So that part is pretty cool.
Do you also get some bad heckles from people? अरे आपके fund में तो पैसा नहीं बना.
नहीं, I don't
Something
get.
ऐसा कुछ.
नहीं,
I don't think ऐसा हुआ है अभी तक.
our funds have made money. So I get requests for stock tips, which I don't give. But no, I
That's
don't get that.
inevitable.
But I get lots of people asking me investing or startup questions at airports. And then lots of them are like, "Madam, we are surprised to see you in Kolhapur." I'm like, I run a retail business. I am everywhere. You can easily find me at an airport.
Do you enjoy the somewhat celebrity status now, or does it get bothersome at some point?
I get this question a lot. I am a person who is I'm like Alice in Wonderland, okay? And I fundamentally am a very grateful person. Look, I was the nerdy kid who had no friends and had insecurity about my looks. And when I was 21, I said, I don't want to manage people. I don't want to deal with people. People suck. And I would have thought, because I was a bright student, that at some point I'll do well in my career, I'll have money, etc. But I never imagined that I would be like getting an award with Tiger Shroff or something like that, or taking selfies at airports. So I'm like Alice in Wonderland. I have gratitude for all of it. 2% of the times when your kid has fallen at Bangalore airport and someone comes to take a selfie, the family gets annoyed.
That gets,
But outside of twice, and both have been exigencies in the family, I've never declined a selfie request. Ever. And I don't want to. So I'm too grateful for it.
That's nice. That's very nice.
I'm genuinely, and I find it strange. Sometimes people will come up and they want to ask for a picture, but they won't ask because they're so hesitant.
They're nervous.
And so now, like, my husband is so sweet. He'll just say, "You're waiting for a picture?" Yeah. And then I'm like, "Dude, why are you so nervous to ask?" And they're like, "We've had these encounters with people and real celebrities, not fake celebrities like me, who are so mean." And I'm like, "Why should anyone be mean to you? Yeah, it's the greatest feeling on earth today. Aajkal nobody has time for anybody for anything.
yeah.
You should feel grateful."
Yeah.
So I feel grateful.
Your husband's also enjoying your celebrity status.
He doesn't like taking the pictures so
He doesn't
much.
like.
He's the one behind the camera.
He's the one behind the camera. But he's cool about it. And my son sometimes is a little possessive. He's like, "No, my mama
No way.
is 2.5.
Makes sense.
So as a CEO, how do you think about, or how do you spend your time between marketing, research, product? How do you think, how do you approach this?
Oh, it's an interesting one because the mutual fund CEO role is very varied, and effectively there are about 14 individual teams that I'm reviewing. So I believe, one, I tend to be someone who gives people a lot of freedom once I'm comfortable with their ability to handle that freedom. But I also believe in very strong review processes. So, every team gets reviewed every quarter. And if there's a particular domain where there is crisis or a project or something, then I tend to be a lot more hands involved. So on average, I'll tell you, I probably spend about 30% of my time on investments and new products, maybe 30% of my time on sales and traveling, and 40% of my time on other stuff. That's marketing, that's technology, that's compliance. There's a lot of stakeholder management. I report to a board, and HR. I spend a lot of time on HR. So in that 40%, HR takes a lot of time. But this is my ideal split. But I do believe a CEO is fungible. Like, there was a time, and not many people know this, I have a business and comp sci degree, but there was a time when we were building our new website and we lost a CTO. And so I kind of stepped in and I was really hands-on. Like, I was doing website reviews every day. Now, when Bharat Bond was being before it was getting cabinet approval, I spent a lot of time on the Bharat Bond project. So I think a CEO also steps in where it's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, where needed.
Yeah. I have a lot of guys in my building, young guys in their early 20s. They're not very academically inclined, not very smart, but they're great guys. Like they're stand-up guys. I work out with them and stuff like that. Great attitude, and they don't have a family business to fall back on. What should someone like that? What is the first thing they should be doing, according to you, to sort of charge their journey to success?
See, the good thing is, in this era's India, and I don't even think it was true 15 years ago, you don't necessarily need to pursue the academic route to be
I'm
successful.
so glad you said that.
You don't. I think 25 years ago, 50 years ago, it was like get into civil services या doctor engineer बन जाओ. I mean, there was a running joke कि वो थोड़ा science inclination ज़्यादा है तो engineer बन जाओ, थोड़ा वो दूसरा maths वाला कम है तो doctor बन जाओ.
और कम है तो आर्ट्स में चल जाओ.
हाँ नहीं तो हाँ कम है तो I didn't want to say that. I'll get trolled for that. You get trolled for the arts comment. I didn't say it. And then there was a commerce thing. I think today options are a lot more. So for such people, there are two alternatives. One is I think entrepreneurship has opened up so many options. And genuinely, I feel if you have a solution to any customer problem, and India is such a large consumer market, that most problems have a reasonably large market. If you find a problem, go solve it. And if you find a problem you're passionate about, whether it's stitching custom men's shirt, I was just having a conversation with a couple of guys in the office, or whether it's providing a service, I think you can. I think entrepreneurship has given a lot of people options. I do think outside of entrepreneurship, however, there are great career options out there for people who choose to follow non-traditional paths. Like the whole space of content, the whole space of writing, the whole space of design. There are so many options today that you pursue what you like. I always tell people in their 20s, it's also a good time to dabble, right? You try. I mean, I was very experimental in the first 3-4 years of my career, even though I was that conventional topper type person. But I was very experimental within that ambit. So I also think your early 20s is a time to dabble and collect experiences, so to say, and then figure out what you're taught. Because we don't have a vocational kind of education system where we have a sense of what we want to do, and we're not exposed to careers. Our education is so far away from what careers are like.
Correct.
That you almost need to spend 4-5 years doing a mix of internships and figuring out your fit.
Yeah, just once you get in real life, you're just like, oh, this is so different from what I thought. It has nothing to do with my education at all, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought being a McKinsey consultant meant giving advice to CEOs. I didn't realize it meant spending time in a warehouse following people around.
Right.
And so careers, we have a very glamorized notion
The
of
optics of
careers.
it,
Yeah, it's
In our
really
20s.
not that glamorized.
It's really not that glamorized.
Yeah.
It's not that glamorized in your 40s. But I think being experimental, you almost need to do college and then 4 years of experimenting.
And I really like what you said about solving a problem, because there's so many problems in our country. I mean, we don't need another 600 healthy biscuit brand or
Oh
whatever.
my God. This is my favorite point.
I think this happened on Shark Tank also.
This drove me nuts on Shark Tank. And I love the show and I love the businesses, but do we need the 90th, serum-based cream or whatever like people wear, or like tinted lipstick or like healthy protein powder? We don't. We need to
don't.
solve
Correct.
things. We need to solve real problems.
Yes.
So my attempt is to find companies that solve. And India has a lot of problems, to solve at scale.
Yeah.
But talking about experiments and how people should go about it, Edelweiss Mutual Fund in the last 5 or 6 odd years, right, have been experimenting, and from those experiments resulting in innovations, especially with smart beta funds, Bharat Bond, right? So what kind of it's of course come after you have been as the CEO, right? So what kind of processes or what ideas were given from your side or your end to your team, and how does this culture come up, right? Just to come up with new ideas regularly.
Actually, I think the right word is culture, right? It's not that I am giving an idea or the head of product is giving an idea. I mean, there are a core group of 3-4 of us involved. But really, I mean, ideas are everyone's, and anyone can come up with an idea. I think the key is And the key to build and to sustain also is to build a curious organization, is to build a group of people who's constantly curious यार कि हम कुछ कर सकते हैं नहीं कर सकते. And it used to drive me crazy in my early years that people said there's no scope for product innovation in the MF industry because Sevi has made all the categories. I think our example has proved otherwise. We have a notion of what we call a product committee. And product committee sounds like a very boring word, but they're the kind of things we debate. So we have a very clear framework as to when we want to do a product, when ideas come to us. So one of the first thing we say is it solving a problem? Is actually the first. Because see, anybody can market anything and AMCs are great marketers, but is the product actually solving someone's problem is something we ask. Are we good at solving that problem? Because there are problems to solve, but I'll tell you, we are not good at solving some of those problems. So there has to be, and you know, it's very easy to move, and I think sometimes this industry does that, into bhed chal mode. एक बंदे ने एक fund launch कर दिया,
सारे launch कर दिए,
it raises money. Everyone, not everybody has that capability. So for instance, our factor-based funds have been very successful. Not many people know that since 2013 we have got a dedicated factor investing and quant-based team that does not report to us the traditional CIO.
Oh.
So Edelweiss MF actually has three distinct teams: a fixed income team, a long only team that does our mid cap, small cap, all that traditional investing, and a factor-based team. I came from a factor-based background, by the way. My first investing role was at AQR, which is a factor-based firm. Edelweiss, as a corporate, has had a strong factor-based history. So we have been doing all these factor-based funds, these smart beta funds, because we have a factor team in-house. We have the oldest factor team in the industry. So this is a game we know how to play. So the second thing is, any game you want to play, you should be good at playing that game. For instance, we have not experimented with credit products on the mutual fund platform yet, because we believe we can't do it. It's not to say that we won't, but we'll have to hire and build that capability. And there's some people who do it very well. So can it solve a problem? Are we good at solving the problem? And third is, eventually can this acquire scale and economics and solve a purpose? I mean, these are three things that we try to look at. The fourth thing we try to look at in the context of our industry is timing. We don't want to launch stuff. And this comes back to that point on brand. That is top of the cycle. I don't want to say कि मैं bottom of the cycle sub predict, but at least top of the cycle नहीं होना चाहिए, mid cycle तो होना.
That's interesting. You said you have different teams. One is a factor based, and one is which is like a more passive product. One is more active. तो office में कभी
I would
होती
say
है
rule based.
little healthy competition थोड़ा sales staff के attention के लिए.
होता है.
कि कौन होता है?
proper होता है.
Sangeeta ma'am sitting right there.
Active
बेचूं, passive बेचूं, कैसे?
होता है, fixed income बेचूं,
There's a good
equity
debate
बेचूं,
going
हाँ.
on. हाँ.
In fact, when we think of launching, like we launched a business cycles fund, we don't say कि business cycles long only करेगा या factor करेगा. We say कि भाई, you both make a pitch as to why you could run this category well. And whoever is able to justify why they'll do it, please do it. And I think that healthy competition is a very good thing.
Yeah.
So, so it's a very good thing. So the healthy competition is the right word. There is
It
healthy.
should be there. Yeah.
That's interesting. You select a category that you're going to launch,
Yeah.
and then you toss it up between the teams, and there's like a bidding war almost.
Yeah, I mean, bidding war is a strong word. But there is a
Competition.
discussion कि भाई, who can do this better?
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, I'll tell you, when business cycles happened, the equity guys were like, this is not our thing because we anyway don't take large sector calls. A business cycle fund is about taking aggressive sector calls. The factor-based team was like, but we think we can do a model that will do sector calls.
Right.
So one happily gave it up for another to take. There's also actually both teams, you say healthy competition, both teams like it because there is less pressure on both of them. Otherwise, what happens in an AMC is one mid-cap fund does badly, the AMC 100, everybody else does badly. Yeah. Here, there is a little, we talk about diversification in our funds, there's a little bit of diversification in the business as well. And I think it's good for investors. You know, I do think the Indian asset management landscape is going to evolve so much that 2 years later, we may have 4 teams, 5 teams. Who knows?
Yeah.
And it's about, also it's less funds for each individual to manage, which I think is really important because how many funds can a person manage well? In fact, we have this one fund, which was used to be our weakest fund. And so we put a dedicated fund manager to manage that fund. He's done an outstanding job of it because that's all he manages. And so if a guy lives and breathes by one thing, he will do it well.
Yeah, he should do it well.
He will do it well.
Does Edelweiss AMC prefer getting money through distributors / advisors, or do you prefer getting money directly from investors?
Also, in our early days, we had put out this campaign called Advice Zaruri Hai. We started celebrating MFD / IFA Day. So we have a strong inclination towards distributors. It doesn't mean that, we don't accept direct money. Of course, it comes.
So mandatory.
वो तो mandatory है. And we do get direct money and we welcome direct investors and we service them, whatever. But we are a strong believer in the power of advice. I've given many talks and conversations about this because we believe we are manufacturers. We don't have a direct sales team, for instance, that goes to HNIs and sources HNIs in Nagpur and says, please invest with Edelweiss Mutual Fund. Direct people come, they come on their own, but we don't source them directly because we believe the distributor plays a very strong role in hand holding. In fact, a significant amount of our asset base is MFD or platforms of NFTs today.
Right. What about this whole debate of that extra commission? What is your? आप बोलोगे तो थोड़ा अच्छा लगेगा.
नहीं, I answer this question a lot. I'll tell you a story. Firstly, I always tell young people, somehow we don't debate, buying shoes that are 20% more expensive because they've got a brand. We don't debate the cost we pay a nutritionist. These days, we pay event managers and travel consultants. Forget that, we pay sari drippers here.
That is true.
That's true, yeah.
And then you debate the cost of your financial advisor. I find it very bizarre, right? I think money is a really technical field. And I always say an online platform is good, it gives you access, but it can't tell you what is the best mutual fund for you. That's not its job. It can tell you what's the best mutual fund in 1 year
Correct.
on returns.
Yeah.
That's also not the best mutual fund. It's just the best mutual fund on 1 year returns.
Just past performance.
And it doesn't matter. So I always say this. In fact, in my own family, whenever we have had cases, like we had an unfortunate incident in the family, and the family always says, it's a Bania family, you take over management of the portfolio. हमारे घर में तो MF CEO है, why do we need help? I'm like, because you have an MF CEO in the house, now I am telling you, you need help. And I've employed advisors in the family.
अच्छा, आपके पास भी advisors है?
For many of my personal investments, we do directly, me and my husband, because with my personal investments, it's no point having an advisor because they are so regulated.
Yeah,
I have to
correct.
put X into Edelweiss
Yes,
Mutual
yes.
Fund and I have to put Y, so I will just drive someone nuts.
Right.
That's why I don't have one. But with the family, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, that's pretty interesting, yeah.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. So personal investments, everyone asks me, I'm like, I will just drive you nuts because I have so many regulations around
Yeah.
me.
Should we talk a little bit about Shark Tank?
Yes, we should.
Okay.
Of course, it's
Because I think
incomplete
that's what
without
the
that.
viewers
Yeah,
want.
everyone wants Shark Tank gossip.
Yeah, exactly. So, हाँ, gossip तो पूछेंगे आपसे. पहले आप gossip दे दो.
क्या gossip चाहिए?
I don't know anything behind the scenes. कुछ
About,
एक interesting story that nobody knows.
Interesting story. We don't get food till 4 o'clock in the evening.
Oh my God, that
you know
is
why
gossip.
everyone's so excited when
That's
a food...
horrible, yeah.
I am telling you. You know why everyone's so excited when a food company
When a
comes
food
to pitch?
startup comes.
Yeah, you're like, खाना मिल गया.
You at least get to try that
But
product.
actually, viewership पे तो ये लगता है कि यार ये तो continuous खाना मिल रहा है इनको.
नहीं मिल रहा.
So they should have a policy that at least one food startup in a day. so
Yeah,
that you
we get
can-
very
you
excited when
food.
the food startups come. But I mean, the behind the scenes learning for me really is, when we can come to the meat of it, is television is bloody hard work. Yeah. It's bloody hard work. I mean, you think it's glamorous.
No,
I
yeah, I
used
can
to
imagine.
reach set at 7 in the morning, and a set is the most sad place because it's super glam from inside, and there's not even a bathroom outside because it's a set. It's a kacha. And then you have those vans. So I would sit in this van, and I would do 2.5 hours of hair and makeup. And if you don't know me, I hate hair and makeup, and I hate this whole paraphernalia. I probably own like 5 pieces of makeup equipment. My whole makeup kit is this small. It's like smaller than any girl in the country. So 2.5 hours of hair and makeup, and we would end shoot by 9 or 10 at night.
Oh, wow.
And this is Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back to back.
You can't opt out of the makeup. You can't be like, I'm okay.
No, I did a lot of pushing
You
of
tried.
it, and that's why they call me Hindi teacher. The memes that were on me were Hindi teacher because like I was wearing a sari and I was wearing glasses and I refused to wear fake eyelashes because I just can't sit through fake eyelashes. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for the television industry because you think we work in finance. Here finally you can call in sick, right? In television, when there's a 300-person crew waiting for you, you don't call in sick. So I think it's a highly professional industry. So that's my behind the scenes.
Did you ever feel like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here, or this is a lot.
I'm generally a pretty adaptable person, yeah, because my father moved around so much that I've never looked for. I adapt very quickly. So, I mean, he moved to Nigeria. Yeah, he lived in Zambia. I mean, you can adapt there. A Shark Tank set is easy, and people are very warm, and the energy of that. Somehow there's a strange energy to that set. Like you hang out there, you feel very optimistic about this country.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because you have these entrepreneurs coming and there's these pitches and the crew is energetic and you'll have a killer pitch and everyone will be so excited, or you'll see a cool product and I'll be riding a suitcase in a demo or something. It's a set that makes you very optimistic. Like I remember my mom-in-law came to see the set and she's not a business person at all. She's highly educated but not a business person. And I was like, Mom, आप ना makeup वो देख लेना, van देख लेना और आप set पे एक photo लेके चली जाना. She came and she sat through one page and she sat through two and she sat through all day of pitches. Unedited, the long ones.
Yeah. Wow.
And at the end she's following up with me. तूने उसको पैसे क्यों नहीं दिए? Why don't you give this guy? I was like, Mom, I can't write a check to everyone. But it's interesting.
Everyone's become a VC ever since Shark Tank has started.
Everyone's
Everyone
become-
has an opinion.
Everyone's become a VC. Everyone's
Yeah.
become an entrepreneur. So like,
Yeah.
everyone's becoming a VC. I don't know if that's good. Everyone becoming an entrepreneur. So like in the US, you used to have these bake sales. Like kids.
Yes,
would,
yes.
Now I've heard societies are having like lemonade sales and samosa sales, and kids are doing like bake sales.
That's good.
It's that part is cool.
आपने बोला unedited pitches, which is now my next question. Shark Tank does give the impression कि 5-10 minute में आप decide कर सकते हो whether you should invest in a business or not. Can you talk a little bit about how much due diligence actually goes into whether you want to invest in the business or not? Because I think a lot of people have got that impression. हम भी जो client से बात करते हैं कि यार startup में invest करना आसान है. 15-20 मिनट की pitch सुनो and then we'll make a decision.
So firstly, it's not 15-20 minute की pitch. It's सवा घंटे की pitch.
Right.
Okay. And सवा घंटे की pitch is actually a very intense pitch because वो startup is speaking 2-3 minutes and you have 5 people who are very experienced across industries, and in seeing these startups literally hammering the contestant. Like I feel so bad for these contestants. Some of them like are ready to faint and they get so nervous. So I feel very bad for them sometimes. So you have 5 people hammering you for one. And I'll tell you, investment professionals who've seen me, because I've been in investment profession, they're like, तुम सवा घंटे में, you think 15 मिनट में decide करते हो, they're like, तुम सवा घंटे में कैसे decide कर लेते हो? They find that shocking. Like, we used to run a PE fund and my head of PE, he's like, I could never do that. He's like, because we're used to getting so much data. I mean, we do institutional money management, so we're used to building financial models, doing forensic analysis, जो सब हम यहाँ करते हैं.
Yeah, yeah.
So even making a decision in सवा घंटा is a lot. After that, on this point of due diligence, and I know a lot has been said. Look, diligence takes time. It takes 3, 4, 5 months. Sometimes there's an external agency involved. But I think the length of diligence really depends on the entrepreneur and also how fast the shark is willing to move. My attempt is, so I committed to 6 deals on the show. 4 are done actually. 2 were done while the season was airing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one I really wanted to do, but the entrepreneur came back and said no afterwards.
Oh.
And the 6th fell through in diligence. So that is actually my track record about it, because I also know there's a lot of noise about deals hoti hain ya nahi hoti hain. So that's the answer. But diligence is done. It's easier. The problem becomes complicated when people don't have the basics, like an entity. So sometimes on the show, if the person says, I don't have an entity, I'm like, I am not investing, because ये diligence का filter कभी पास ही नहीं कर पाएगा. तुम्हारे पास कंपनी नहीं है, तुम्हारे पास टैक्स पेड नहीं है, तुम्हारे पास कैश इनकम है, तो ये कैसे होगा?
Right.
Correct.
Fair.
Otherwise, you should not. Also, with a startup, you should diligence it, but you should not over diligence it, because I've run a startup. Everyone makes some mistakes while starting up. If you think you've paid every tax properly and handled every compliance properly while scaling up a business in 2 years, thoda sa that's
Then
delusional.
you're not doing the business properly.
You're not doing the business
थोड़ी
properly.
compliance में गड़बड़ तो होनी
थोड़ी
चाहिए.
तो
Yeah.
गड़बड़ होगी, not because you are a bad person,
Yeah.
but because you don't know better.
You're so occupied with your business that
Everyone
you're
makes
not-
mistakes.
Correct.
I mean, I've done it. When I came to Bombay, got a notice because I had forgot. I didn't know we had to put a sign outside in Devanagari script.
Ah,
This is a very
yeah.
basic thing.
Yes,
No?
very
But when
basic.
we established Forefront Capital, I just didn't know. Then I put it. But
Correct.
I got a notice before that. It's not
Acha.
that I was a bad person. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Coming to the star-studded panel, right, at Shark Tank, and you being one of the few ones out there who's actually managing a profitable business per se, right? Do you think there is a difference in how you think, or let's say, an advice if you have to give out, as compared to someone who's not, who's purely on the valuation game or basis or whatever, right? So do you think there's a difference in mindset that way?
I think there is a difference in perspective.
Right.
Not only because I run a profitable business, we've also been loss making, but we've done that trajectory. Because I'm an entrepreneur and I run a business, but my business is also to invest in companies. And so one has seen the journey of many companies. So one has seen large listed companies. One has seen what matters at the time of listing and living life in public markets. So Shark Tank is the beginning of private markets. It ends with a journey into listed markets, and I think both finally have to converge, right? And that we've seen in public markets over the last 3-4 years. Most of the new age companies want to list because that's the only way they'll give an exit to the investors. And finally, private markets and public markets cannot exist in some different universe. So I think that perspective is important. It's not that I will never invest in a loss-making startup. I have done. 2 Hands, for instance, is loss-making. But the purpose is not to be loss-making. There's either a path to profitability or there's a reason, or in that case, that's a tech startup. So there is a story behind it.
Correct.
You tend to be more numbers-oriented and unit economics-oriented. I do think, though, generally, after 2021, the whole market is moving to a lot more economic orientation, including people on the panel who are not me.
I have a follow-up question to that. Do you feel like external funding and scaling rapidly and growth and all of these things are too romanticized? There's still nothing wrong with running a business in like the old school way, which is profitable from day one, and and scaling it gradually.
Oh, I think entrepreneurship, funding, valuation has become like a box office release, and it is completely unnecessary. Because what it does is it creates a very short-term mindset. You're forced to work for valuation and disproportionate growth, and when you do that, you make compromises. I think any meaningful business in this country, so I love this line from Sanjeev Bikhchandani, any great institution is the work of a lifetime. Businesses take time. And because of all this, we're too much of a hurry. And that is what I find scary. Now, I do know that not every business can be profitable from day one. I'll start with the AMC business. For instance, in the AMC business, there's a certain amount of fixed cost that you take. I have to hire fund managers. I can't say जब assets आएंगे तब मैं fund manager लेके आ जाऊंगी. I have to hire a head of compliance. I have to have a website. I have to have salespeople, right? And so I'm burning money on day one. But eventually you get to 5,000 crores, 10,000 crores, 15,000 crores of assets. As the asset scale up happens, you start breaking even and you start becoming profitable. So you can be loss making on day one. You don't have to be profitable. It depends on the business and the dynamics, but there has to be a path. You have to move. If you look at a company's income statement or life, you have to move from users to usage to revenue to gross profit, EBITDA, finally down to PAT. And you can't just be here forever. You have to move at different points in your journey.
Yeah, we've spoken about this for Blue Fort Financial as well. Should we raise some funding? Some distributors.
And don't raise funding if you don't
But
need
we're
it.
running a super profitable business. Kya karna hai?
तो
We're
क्या
getting a
करना
ton
है?
of cash per month. So we said, no, we're happy this way.
You should raise funding if you need funding. There's
Yes.
nothing glamorous about
There's
raising
nothing correct.
funding. And
Yes.
funding puts pressure on you.
Yeah.
Why
you
do
have
it?
to answer to someone.
You have
वो
to
free
answer
में तो
to
आ नहीं
someone.
रही है.
हाँ, it's and someone has the right to ask questions.
Yes.
Minority shareholders.
Yes, yes.
So don't raise funding unless you need funding, and funding is over glamorized. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. थोड़ी अपनी markets की बात कर लें.
हाँ, मार्केट का क्या लगता है वो आपने
Market-
पूछा ही
बस
नहीं.
वही तो था.
That's the question we always
We did
struggle with.
all this and just to say market का क्या लगता है.
What is your answer to what? How do you answer this question?
I like this market का क्या लगता है question and then Sensex 1 लाख कब होगा है. This is the other one. I'm like पता होता तो मैं astrologer होती है, मैं CEO नहीं होती. This is how I usually are. My problem with this question is, at least in our industry and yours, we tell people to be long-term investors. We say कि आप 5 साल की SIP करिए, 10 साल का investment करिए. So talk about 5-10 साल. So when I go to investors and I do investor meets of 1,000 people and 2,000 people, I always talk about a decadal India story. And so we say invest for 10 years and then every month we are like, sir market outlook देने आ गए. क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है? So that is my problem with this market का क्या लगता है question. In fact, I do this presentation to retail audiences where I come in on stage and I'm like, I'm here to give you a stock tip. Like I'm here to give you the greatest stock tip you're ever going to hear. And I ask them, what do you look at in a stock? And they are like, fundamentals देखते हैं, momentum देखते हैं, management देखते हैं, balance sheet देखते हैं. And I analyze India as a country through the lens of a stock investor. And I end by telling them the only stock tip I have is to invest in India. It's the greatest stock tip of the decade. So that is usually my answer to market ka kya.
What is your answer to people who say that India is so overvalued compared to, we run a China fund also, for example.
Yeah.
US hai, there's so many markets to invest in. India is so overvalued. That's what everyone seems to be saying globally.
I spend time abroad also. Firstly, the large cap index is not overvalued. It's 22 times earnings. Mid and small cap are the expensive side. Now, interestingly, India's valuation, if you look at the 10-year valuation, rolling PE of the Nifty, it's only gone up. It's gone from 14 to 22. So India has actually consistently gotten more expensive, including in COVID, because earnings went down. You are, and we run a China fund too, you are getting growth, perhaps fastest growth in the world, with stability. Don't underestimate stability. We've seen some of our neighbors. And you're paying a price for it. In China, you're getting a large market and you're getting cheap valuations with uncertainty. The trade-off is yours. So, सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता, अब क्या करें? तो पीतल लो.
That's a good answer. सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता. That's what I'm going to use in my next meeting.
सोना सस्ता नहीं
सोना लेना,
मिलता.
सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता है.
सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता है. वो सोना सस्ता नहीं हुआ है अब. नहीं तो there are other metals to buy ना.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wow.
Silver खरीद लो.
सिल्वर खरीदो, कुछ भी
Copper
खरीदो.
खरीद लो.
सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता. तो अभी currently status is सोना. Now if that status is challenged fundamentally and you say कि ये सोने में खोट है, then all the multiples will come crashing down. I mean, the other thing, if you look at the market today, it's very binary. It's very happy to give a 150 multiple to a company that is saying I am growing 25% a year or 30% a year, where growth is visible. And it's very happy to let something remain undervalued in perpetuity because it believes there's no growth. तो सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता. If you can convince the world कि आप सोना हो, तो आपको valuation मिलेगी, सोने का दाम मिलेगा, नहीं तो आपको पीतल का दाम मिलेगा.
I'm gonna
I
use
gave you a
that.
line.
You did.
Can I get royalty?
for sure.
Permission to use that in the next meeting? Can I
With
use that?
royalty.
With royalty.
I think
I'm
it's
a shark dude. I take royalty on everything.
I
With
think
an
it's
allocation to Edelweiss for sure.
This
Done.
could be the second thing you've coined after dal chawal, right?
Yeah, सोना सस्ता नहीं मिलता. Okay. And that was on the spot. Okay.
That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Oh, there's a rapid fire? Do I get
It's a
no?
small rapid fire.
Do I get like a hamper?
Yeah, you do
You
get a
actually
hamper.
do
There is
get
a
a hamper.
hamper.
There
I get
is
a hamper?
You do get a hamper.
And this is like, you guys are like Karan Johar plus because that's one guy asking questions. Now
This
it's
is-
3.
yeah.
I don't know if that's a compliment or.
I have always wanted to be Karan Johar because I think he's such a phenomenal host. I host a rapid fire when I do panels called Rum with Radhika.
Oh, that's
nice.
nice name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I do it in non-alcoholic or dry places, I call it Rasam or Ruafza,
Rasam or
depending on.
You do it in Gujarat then.
Yeah, Ruafza,
Yeah.
Rasna,
Rasna.
Rasna, Rasna with Radhika.
So that's not with Radhika.
Rasna with Radhika Ben.
Radhika Ben.
Radhika Ben.
So you'll have to choose, of course, between two options. Become the highest AUM in the country, overtake SBI Mutual Fund,
Mm-hmm.
or have an become an author of
Best-selling book.
of the best-selling book?
I'll take the AUM because last book is done well, so book ho gaya. I'll take the AUM.
Acha. Now, fame or money? Basically, fame, recognition or anonymous
Paisa.
money?
Recognition.
Recognition?
Would you rather be able to read people's minds or predict the stock market?
I would make a lot of money if I predicted the stock market, but if I could read my 2-year-old's mind, I would be at much more
Much
peace.
happier. Yeah.
Read people's
Personally,
minds.
much
So
happier.
content.
Read people. Also, if you can read people's mind, you'll be very good at analyzing companies, and so
Yeah.
you will make a lot of money in the stock market.
Yeah, so you're getting one for two.
Yeah, 1 for 2.
Yeah.
Ek ka do. Baniya mind, baniya buddhi.
Rank these three fund managers:
Oh.
Saurabh Mukherjee, Prashant Jain, and Nilesh Shah.
Well, Nilesh doesn't manage money as much as
Nilesh
he's-
Surana? Let's do Nilesh,
Nilesh
Surana.
Surana.
Yeah, we can do Nilesh Surana.
Am I going to get into trouble? Okay, guys, disclaimer. I'm only doing it because these guys are asking. Prashant, Nilesh, Saurabh.
Okay.
And I love all of you guys. I'm only doing it because these three mean boys are
Another
asking.
ranking
We're,
question.
we're surprised you even answered it. So thank
Yeah.
you so
Am I
much.
supposed
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
Very
You
good.
were-
You were supposed to say I can't really compare. People have different.
I can't
investing
compare.
styles.
People have different investing
Oh, I like
styles.
that. Another question, similar lines. Piyush Bansal, Dipinder Goyal, or this was,
Aman Gupta.
Aman Gupta.
As what?
Again, rank in order
As
of
sharks.
As sharks.
I haven't interacted with Dipinder at all, so I don't know him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we never overlapped on the
okay.
show.
All right.
So I don't know him well. It's really unfair to rank the other two because genuinely,
Close
I
friends.
adore Piyush. He's one of my favorite people. And Aman's a Gupta dude. Like, Guptas don't rank Guptas. Guptas are Guptas. We had an empire.
I think the diplomacy came in one
And
question.
the second
later.
question.
Acha, last one. Roti sabji or dal chawal?
Roti sabzi or dal chawal? Depends on the day, right?
But if you had to, like your comfort, after a long day's work.
Dal chawal probably. Like tur dal and
He's a
chawal.
roti sabji guy.
Yeah.
We're all
Although I
bad.
eat,
Nothing wrong with it.
I eat roti sabzi more than I eat dal chawal.
Acha.
Exactly.
Health reasons, but comfort food is dal
Dal
chawal,
chawal,
rajma chawal, like more than dal chawal,
Rajma
rajma chawal, kadhi chawal,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Ye sab to socha
North
hai.
Delhi, yeah.
Yeah.
Comfort food is dal chawal.
That's great.